Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are watching us from. You can kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our videos, share, comment for more political discourse. Now, Mr. Matthew, there is a trending news going around. Now, a U.S. congressman, Scott Perry, has made a shocking revelation that some persons are sponsoring the Boko Haram in Nigeria. And then we saw that the Senate President has invited the NSA and other security formation to the House for questioning. How can we react to this, sir?
Thank you for having me. I think this issue of terrorism sponsor and Boko Haram, particularly in Nigeria, is a very big issue. Don't forget that Nigeria has been spending a whole lot of money addressing the issue of insecurity. The way it stands, I've always said it, and I'll continue to say that the North is a problem of this country. If you look at how Boko Haram came about, yes, the North is a problem of Nigeria. If you look at how Boko Haram came about, the Boko Haram came about in sometime 2002. And if you look at the leadership of Boko Haram, the man, Mohammed, from Yobe State, of course, he's the founder of Boko Haram. At a point, Shakau, a Kanuri man from Yobe State, equally became the leader of Boko Haram. So if you look at the Boko Haram leadership and Boko Haram as a terror group, it is within Nigeria sovereign state that you find the leadership. Now, we have seen in the past as a former minister in Nigeria under Muhammadu Buhari praying for the success of Taliban in Afghanistan. And Taliban is a known terrorist organization by the world. You can clearly see sympathizer. We understand that under Jonathan was very clear that there are some Boko Haram members, terrorist members and sponsors in his government. And if you start seeing all these things, it points to the direction where you may likely get somebody who is having sympathy for the terror group. Then I think someone like Scott Perry should go further to tell Nigerians more about what is happening. Because as America is a sovereign state, they cannot be spending money at the end of the day. The money is going into wrong hand. It's used to finance terrorism. I think they are right if they want to question the funding they are sending to Africa and other.
Do you think this interrogation will go down well? Because now that the Senate is involved, do you think the truth might be spelled out at this time?
No, I understand that the Senate already invited the National Security Advisor or the service chiefs as a way of investigating to unravel what actually transpired and whether it is true that the fund being meant for development in some areas, as in US aid, is being diverted for terror sponsorship in Nigeria. But I want to tell you that I do not have confidence in the ability of Nigerian Senate to
have confidence
to that. Yes, I will tell you why. Don't forget that recently the Senate Committee on Public Accounts invited the IG of police and top police personnel to explain the rationale behind alleged missing 3,709 assaulted rifles and pistols. At the instance of the invitation, though they were there, but the police IG and his team pleaded with the committee that they should go into a closed session. But someone like Adam Oshomole, who is a member of the committee, and some other committee members insisted that no, this is a public account committee. We cannot go into closed session. The world, the press, Nigerians must know what is happening. At the point that joined, immediately after that joined, police came out to issue a statement that the 3,907 assaulted rifles and pistols that were allegedly missing is not missing, that rather is unaccounted for. We begin to ask questions. What is the difference between missing and unaccounted for? Okay, if it is unaccounted for, who is supposed to account for it? Is it not proper that the police should go and account for it? We are still waiting for the police to account for it, or waiting for the committee to revive them for them to explain to Nigerians what happened.
But sir, now there have also been some questions making rounds that Gumi too should be invited, since Gumi has always been the intermediary between the bandits and then the victims of people that have been kidnapped, sir.
Of course, Gumi himself played a very significant role in mediating between kidnappers and between the kidnappers and victims. And the way it is, even Gumi's position is well known. that he has always advocated that government should not use kinetic approach, that government should always go on negotiation with bandits. It is even on that basis that people like us are asking questions. Who does that all over the world? That you now surrender your sovereignty and start negotiating with bandits, start negotiating with terrorists, start negotiating with non-state actors. But let me bring you another area, Mr. The moderator. Don't forget that as we speak, Nigeria Governor Forum already had a meeting with the American ambassador to Nigeria over the same issue, U.S. fund that is being allegedly used to sponsor terrorism. But the question I'm asking is, that maybe perhaps because the governors, or rather the state governments, are still beneficiary of that fund when it comes to Nigeria. But the argument is, all the funds have been coming from America into Nigeria through that U.S. aid, coming through the federal government to the governors, to the local government. I understand that the American government, through their embassy in Nigeria, is already asking and looking for how to partner with those who are advocating that there should be transparency in the way and manner the money is being utilized. But the question is, the governors at their respective levels, the local government chairmen at their respective levels, including the federal government, they should explain to Nigerians all the funds that have been receiving through that U.S. aid. Let us know how it's been spent, who is benefiting from it. Let us have feedback from the society, Nigerians who are benefiting from it. Because it's not just enough to come and start calling the American ambassador to explain to Nigerians that, according to him, he said there's no evidence that the fund America is sending to Nigeria is being used for terrorist sponsor. But I think as Nigerians, we are not satisfied with that. What we are saying is, let the governors, let the local government chairmen, let the presidency explain to Nigerians who is benefiting from that U.S. aid. How is it being spent? Let us get feedback in terms of the recipients, in terms of organizations who are even helping government to deploy those resources to meet the expectation of American government. Let us start getting feedback from the society.
But sir, now some persons have called on that the likes of President Goodluck Jonathan should be also be coming to give details of what he or she or what he knows about this, and then also the likes of President Muhammadu Buhari should come to the Senate for questioning too. Are you of that view?
I am of the view. Completely, I'm of the view, and it is a good thing, because Jonathan alleged in the past that there are some elements in his government who are perhaps, let me say, sympathizers of Boko Haram, and even under Muhammadu Buhari, you had a situation where even United Arab Emirates indicted some Nigerians, sending names to Nigerian governments, and everything. All we thought is that Nigerian government will make public the list to name and shame and prosecute them. As we speak, more than how many years after that issue, no name have been made public, nobody is under prosecution. So that is why at times it is convenient for one to accuse federal government that they know what is happening in that regard.
That now if you say that federal government knows in all of this, some of Nigerians are saying that this investigation by the Senate will not go down well. That all is fake, and that it will only trend in a couple of weeks, and then in some months nothing would be heard about it. Nobody would be sanctioned, nobody would be held accountable, nobody would be indicted. It will not go, it will just go wide away.
For me, they say wonder lasts just 7 days. I think this may even go the same way of Fela's song, where I say unknown soldier. So, after an issue, and when they invaded Fela's house in the past, and government said inquiry, Fela said they came out and said it's unknown soldier. What we are seeing currently may end up as a case of unknown soldier. You may be surprised that the government will come out and tell you that, okay, don't worry, Nigerians, we have investigated, all is well, no fund is missing, the fund is not used to sponsor terrorism, and it ends there. That is why we are saying federal government of Nigeria, state governments of Nigeria, local governments of Nigeria, come back clean, explain to Nigerians who is benefiting from the U.S. aid. But let us know the organization you are using to deploy the fund. Let the people who benefit directly, the community, come out to speak for us to understand. Let there be transparency.
But some persons are saying that even the Senate are also accomplice to it. That probably are you of the view that even the Senate that want to set up this panel, are they also an accomplice to this?
It's possible, though it is difficult to indict any individual, but it's possible because if somebody who served in the government in the past could pray for the success of Taliban in Afghanistan, you can understand the characters we have in Nigeria. And at a point, the same person was made a minister in Nigeria, a federal minister. So it's possible that you could have maybe a senator or a House of Rep member who is sympathetic to the cause of Boko Haram. Was it not in our very eyes that Murtala Nyeko led his colleagues under Jonathan government to the United States of America to hold a press conference accusing Jonathan government of carrying out genocide against the North, simply because Nigerian army under Jonathan was decimating Boko Haram through General Ihejirika as the then chief of army staff. So what does that tell you? The point is very clear. You must, at any point in time, you must have Nigerians who are in the, what you call senior citizens, as they always want to call themselves, who may be involved in all these issues or maybe sympathetic to them, sponsorship and all that.
But now, lastly, before I let you go, now, I think RFI has come out to say that all this is false and that nobody is sponsoring Boko Haram, and that see the US government should rather do their findings because coming out to publish false claims. That was what he said in his Twitter handle, formerly known as X.
Nobody is interested in what RFI is saying. Nobody wants to take account of RFI. He should go and sort out issues he's having with Tinubu currently. We understand that he has fallen apart with Tinubu and he's equally having a running battle with the National Security Advisor, talking about Ribadu. I think he should go and sort that out. This same man who said in the past that if you kill a Fulani man, that you are taking a loan that must be repaid, no matter how long it takes. I understand that he's equally having a running battle with someone like Reno Mokri. Reno Mokri have not shifted his attention from Obi to RFI. Maybe you should face those issues and sort it out and allow US government through their investigation to come up and explain to Nigerians what is actually the situation.
Okay, so lastly before I let you go now, do you think President Jonathan, if invited, do you think he would honor the invitation for him to come to the Senate? Because it is rare for an ex-president to honor invitation. He's been invited to come and speak.
The way it is, let him be invited first. If he's invited and he refuses coming, of course, Nigerians will know that his hands are not clean. So for me, he has no justification to say he's not going to honor the invitation, because he has alleged in the past that some elements in his government are for Boko Haram.
Now,
so let him be invited.
Now, let me take you on this. 114 repented Boko Haram would be integrated into the society. Do you think, despite of this, do you think it is a welcome development that the federal government has still not learned from their lessons in the past?
It's quite unfortunate that in Nigeria, these are the government fighting, acquiring monopoly of coercive power to deal with emerging threats and the threat of terrorism. They will be negotiating with terrorists. How can you explain that as a sovereign state, you are training and integrating, not just integrating into the society, into the military? Of course, you expose your military to all manner of danger, because these are people, no matter how a Boko Haram member repents, that trait of Boko Haram or terrorism is in him. Yes. So for me, instead of doing that, the federal government through the armed forces to go and acquire monopoly of coercive power. And this you can do through acquisition of air platforms, fighter jets, war armaments, because that's the only thing that makes you ultimate as a government. Once you are not able to do that, like what currently the situation where Nigerian government is sharing territories with non-state actors, I don't think Nigerian government is ready to fight terrorism with what we have currently.
You don't think Nigerian government is ready to fight terrorism? Now, in all of this now, do you think the president, do you think that heads will roll if truly some Nigerians are being indicted sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria? Do you think that the president has that capacity and the political will to sentence them?
If these persons are indicted and the president refuses to act, then it means the president is culpable. So the president will always determine whether he himself will be indicted by his action or inaction after indicting. So after some Nigerians may have been indicted. So, but at this point, nobody is indicting the president. Nobody is saying the Mr. President is culpable, because we understand that even if you look at what is happening in the ranks of Mietiala, the Mietiala chairman talking about Bodejo is currently in detention.
Yeah. Because
the federal government, the Nigerian army, accuse him of banditry. For the first time in the history of Nigerian democracy, we are seeing Mietiala chairman being detained
in DSS custody.
In DSS, no, it is the military that detain him, because they accuse him of banditry. If not for any other thing, I think for the first time, Nigerian government is questioning the impunity of the Fulani. So I think on that ground, the president, for me, done the right thing.
For you, okay, thank you, and thank you for always coming out to express your views. You can subscribe to our channel, like our videos. Please share, comment for more political discourse.